So we are trying to go back to the teachings of the Sefirot. The Sefirot. We just finished what Kabbalah is. We mentioned sword. We mentioned inner Torah. All those words, they mean the same thing. So we are going to talk about the Sefirot. We'll go more, do details about the Sefirot. We have been able to define the Sefirot as divine emanations, kind of radiations that are coming from Hashem. They are spiritual radiations. They are not physical radiations. So with your physical eye, you cannot see the Sefirot, but they manifest. They exist. So they exist in all the worlds, both in the upper world and the lower world. So in the hidden world and in the seen world, the Sefirot are operating. They are revealed. So now, why are the Sefirot referred to as light? The Sefirot are radiations from Hashem. So what other name can we call radiations from Hashem? It is better we call that kind of radiation light, spiritual light. That's why they call the Sefirot light. Light. Then we also agreed that the Sefirot are divine attributes. Hashem is Ensof. Ensof means unknown, the unknown God. That's the God we worship. The unknown God is not known by anyone. You cannot pick pen and write what God is. But we can write down how God interacts with us. When something terrible happens to a set of people, how do they judge it? They feel, oh, Hashem is strict. The others will say they might have done something wrong, and this is a judgment from Hashem. That is why they are suffering this, they are suffering that. So that aspect of our reasoning, or what we can point out of that incident or occurrence, that Hashem is the God of justice, or the God of judgment, or in Hebrew we say Gevurah or Din. So that's what we see. That's what we understand. So what are we trying to say? We understand God as the God of judgment, as the God of justice. Why? Because what has just happened under the government of God, because God is the one governing the entire universe, is the owner. We call him Ribono Shel Olam, the owner of the universe. So if anything happens in the universe, he's the one that is in charge of that thing that happens. So if good things happen to people who don't merit it, you don't merit good things, but some certain good things start happening to you, then what will you say? Hashem is merciful. You are hungry, looking for food to eat. All of a sudden, somebody sent money to you, you did not expect, you didn't work for it. Hashem is merciful. So when you say Hashem is merciful, it's an attribute. It's a character of God. It's a behavior of God. That the Hashem that we don't even know, there are times Hashem behaves as a merciful God. So he supplied me food, supplies me my needs, so he's merciful. So you say chesed on the list of the Sefirot. During Rosh Hashanah, what happens? What happens during Rosh Hashanah? During Rosh Hashanah, Hashem becomes king of the universe. He judges the universe. He judges his kingdom. No, he's the sovereign God. So when you talk of kingdom, or as a king, or sovereignty in the tree of life, or among the Sefirot, you are pointing to which of the Sefirot? To Malchut. So what I'm explaining now, I'm explaining different behavior of Hashem when dealing with us, human beings. Now, when you come down, those characteristics are also in us. During the 7 weeks of counting the Omer, what do? We call each of the Sefirot, we do purification of our souls through the counting of the Omer and praying using the names of different Sefirot. So we use the name of the different Sefirah, or each Sefirah. Chesed of Chesed, Chesed of Gevurah, just like that until we complete the 7 weeks. So at that time, you are talking about the behavior of Hashem, how Hashem behaves, how he acts, because he interacts with humanity through the medium of or through the means of the Sefirot. I will not call it medium, so that you not call it as if without this you cannot reach Hashem. So he uses the Sefirot to create the world. He used the same Sefirot to operate the universe, to govern the universe. So this is why we must spend time in studying the Sefirot and working with them and using them in our prayers and the rest. Should you have any question, please don't hesitate. Stop me and ask me. I will reply you before we go on. So we'll just explain how the Sefirot are seen as the attributes of Hashem. I also explained earlier how the Sefirot are seen as radiations or light of Hashem. So what is the real connection between Hashem and the Sefirot? Before creation, Hashem was not known. Oh, that's what I've just explained. Hashem was not known. But in order for Hashem to make himself known to all of us, what happened? He revealed himself through the interaction of the Sefirot. So let us know whether the Sefirot are God. Are the Sefirot God? When the sun shines above our head, are the rays of the sun, or the heat of the sun? Can you say the heat that is touching your body, is that the sun? No, it can't be. The sun is there. Those things manifest or they happen because the sun is there. The Sefirot are perceived by us because Hashem is there. Let's say, for instance, dogs, they perceive scent or odor very well. You can be far away from a dog and the dog will perceive that this is the person coming. Let's say in your house too, maybe your parents or someone is used to a particular perfume. As soon as you see him coming, even if you have not seen him with your eyes, when you perceive, he's the one coming. But you cannot say that perfume is the person. You can't say that perfume is the person. And we are not trying to separate them from the person. So in order to reveal himself, Hashem started the creation of the world, the seen world and the unseen world. But after creation, he also allowed us to see him through the Sefirot. You can see the Sefirot. That's what he has agreed to reveal to us. So the Sefirot is not an extension of God. And I've explained to you what an extension is. An extension is when you change the shape of a thing and drag it to make it longer or wider. That's an extension. But Hashem is an unchangeable God. It's not subject to change of shape, change of anything, change of whatever. So, since it's not subject to change, we cannot say that my brother, the network is not okay. My brother Ebenezer, the material is online. The material is online. The PDF is online. Can you tell me where you are from? I can't see your face, and I don't know where you are from. You are here. You are from? Are you in Nigeria or Ghana? Ebenezer. Okay, maybe network is poor. We can't hear you. So, like what I'm saying, the Sefirot are not an extension. Okay. Okay, my brother, I know you now. Yehuda, Derek. Shalom, shalom. Good to meet you in the class. So we are saying that the Sefirot are not an extension of Hashem. Then under this lesson, we also agree that the Sefirot are not created by Hashem. They are not created. As long as Hashem exists, those things exist. But there are some books, some authorities, they say when God wanted to create the world, Hashem created the Sefirot first. But here, you don't need to do that. Just see the Sefirot as the radiations of Hashem, the light that comes from Hashem, so that you will know that Hashem is there through the light, through the revelations. So another illustration that I gave in the tutorial is available in our group. Those who don't have it now, you can go and download the 10 divine emanations. So another illustration for you to understand what the Sefirot are, because when we talk of Sefirot, certain topics in Kabbalah, they look abstract, they look strange. That's why we are taking time for you to really understand this. If you see fire, a heap of fire, see there is charcoal burning, then you will also see the flame going up. When the flame is dancing up and down, you might not see the fire, you might not see the charcoal. It is the flame you are going to see up. You can even see with the flame because the flame is light. It doesn't mean that the charcoal is the one that created the flame. The flame is there because the charcoal is burning. The charcoal can burn without flame sometimes. The charcoal is there, just red, no flame. So with this now, we are just trying to use human language to say this. We are not saying that Hashem is like that. So Hashem is there. Then the Sefirot are like something that covers him. That is one view, that what covers Hashem is the Sefirot. But what reveals Hashem to you is also the Sefirot. So it's like the relationship between charcoal, burning charcoal, and flame. So the flame is not an extension of the burning charcoal because they are not the same. You cannot say it's the charcoal. Please mute your mic if you are not talking. If you are not talking, mute your mic. So you cannot say that the flame is an extension of the charcoal, burning charcoal. But is it because there is burning charcoal, that is where you see flame. Even the heat that you feel when you stand near the fire, the heat is not an extension of the charcoal. If the heat is touching you, it's not the charcoal that is touching you. So if you are opportune to interact and use the Sefirot, it's not Hashem, the essence of Hashem you are using. The essence of Hashem is unknown. You can't know. But he got himself revealed through the Sefirot. He got the word created through the Sefirot. So let us learn very well what the Sefirot are. It's very, very important. The Sefirot are not, if you have the handout, go to 255 of the handout. The Sefirot are not creations. They were not created. The Sefirot are not Hashem. I'm not saying that when next you read a book and you see that the rabbi or the person wrote saying that claiming that the Sefirot were created, I'm not saying you should condemn the person. Because there are some books you come across and say God, before God, Hashem created the world, the person created were the Sefirot. They use the Sefirot to create. That means the Sefirot are going to expire. Anything God made by God is going to expire. That's nothing. Except maybe the heavens and the spiritual beings that will not expire. The Sefirot, as far as this lecture is concerned, don't look at them as something that are created. Then don't look at the Sefirot as God. Then you will need them. Keter, Makut. I beg you, Makut. You know, I lack money. I need money. Makut, I need money. You are the one in charge of money. No, you don't need that. The Sefirot are not God. They are not Hashem. The Sefirot are not divisions of Hashem, because sometimes some intellectuals will ask you questions about Sefirot. Why are you dividing God into 10? God cannot be divided. We are just talking about the revelations. But God made himself known to us in 10 unique ways. One of them is the mercy of God. One of them is the judgment of God. One of them is the nezach, the strength of God. One of them is hod, tiferet, love of God, and so on. And there are 10 in number. We are not dividing God. You can be asked, when did the Sefirot begin? Tell us about the origin of the Sefirot. They have no origin. They did not start in 1902. Just as Hashem revealed himself, that is, the Sefirot has been in existence before the world was created. So it's the revelations now we can count that, oh, we started revealing, Hashem started revealing them during the creation or after the creation of the world. That is when they were revealed, not when they were created. So when you talk of beginnings, don't relate it to the Sefirot. So what are the, we have just said what the Sefirot are not. What are the Sefirot? The Sefirot are the emanations from Hashem. They were used by Hashem to create the worlds. Hashem reveals himself through the Sefirot. Hashem governs all things, all events in this world and beyond through the Sefirot. Hashem did not abandon us or withdraw his powers from us after the creation of the worlds. He continues to sustain the worlds, nourishes them, protects and governs them through the divine channels, the 10 Sefirot. So what is the role of the Sefirot in your life and in my life? Our lives, our toil, our success, pain, joy, happiness, all depend on the powers and interactions of the Sefirot. Even the festival we observe, the Pesach and the rest, all the festivals we observe, young people, they depend on the interaction or the powers of the Sefirot. So, for maybe if it is Pesach, when you ask the rabbi will say, oh, this time of the year, this is what is happening to this Sefirot, this is how this Sefirot is interacting with this. So when this thing is like this, don't eat a so thing, don't eat so thing. But halakha will just tell you, don't eat chametz. That's what halakha will tell you and stop. But through the study of the Sefirot, you will know what is going on in the spiritual world. Why you should not taste chametz. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Halakha will tell you, don't do this. You observe it. That's mechanical Judaism. They said don't, and you don't. Okay? How do you make it sweet to yourself and to your students? How will people understand that this thing like this? You must go to the inner. The inner will tell you, oh, at this time of the year, it's also part of the Sefirot, another Sephirah, this Sephirah, they are doing this, something like this is happening to them. So don't do what? Don't eat this thing until this condition has changed. So everything about us depends on the interaction or the expression, the powers of the Sefirot. So we're almost through. The most important thing we need to know now is the English name and the Hebrew name for each Sephirah. The one called Keter. Keter is like you wear a crown on your head or on top of the head. That is the position of the Keter in the human body. So at your own pace, you can place your palm, your Keter, and say Keter. If you like say it once, like say it 1,000,000 times, but provided you say Keter, it's good. It's good because it will make you to become familiar with it. And when you're familiar with the spiritual thing, that means it will also improve your life. But yeah, Keter, which is the crown. So if you can feel it, you feel as if a crown is upon your head. A crown, upon your head. A crown of light. Because Ensof, assume that Ensof is high, the Ensof allowed Keter to be revealed. Then it's Keter that revealed the other two Sefirot. And where are they? You see Okuma and Binah. After Keter, you reach Okuma and Binah. Okuma is the right side of the brain. Keter, Okuma, and Binah. I don't know which one is showing on the screen, whether it's changing, but it's the right that is Okuma and the left that is Binah. So by the time you have this handout, try and touch each of the parts we are talking about. It's very, very important. Even if you don't know the relevance now, with time you are going to know the relevance. Especially as far as I am concerned. We are just touching the shallow. We'll go deep, 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 deep. We might even leave the study of the Sefirot. But those who are close to me, I will continue talking to them about some other aspects. Yeah. So Rabbi Emeka is here. Aaron Emeka is a student of the rabbi. We started the course together. Why I'm spending time on teaching this or discussing this Sefirot is that you can listen to Harav talking for 60 minutes and you might only end up understanding only 10 minutes out of it. Sometimes only 5 minutes. Because he will be using these words. When he says Okuma, Bina, Abba, Ima, Dizar, the Mokin, who is going to teach you all those things? At a point, maybe you will even be fed up and say, oh, okay, let me go and learn them. So we are putting you through something that will help you tomorrow. So Keter is where? Where is Keter? If you can touch your own, touch it. So we are in a class, so we are studying, we are learning. Where is Keter? Above the head. Yes, Kokman, the right brain. Good. Yes, Bina, left brain. So you can touch with the palm and touch them and just from up down. Then Chesed. Chesed is the right shoulder. Gevura is the left shoulder. Gevura, left, or your left arm. So sometimes in our tradition, the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Idomas who are here, when we keep something with our, even I believe in Ghana too, when we keep something with our left hand, how does it go? Sometimes we spend hours looking for that same thing. You won't be able to get it because you use this aspect of Gevura to operate that thing. So you can't pass a cup of water to your parents with left hand. In those days, the kind of wozing, the kind of knock you will get on your head, you will never try it again. For passing to your father with your left hand. Why? Because they understand how spiritual things work. Then when you get to certain people in the society where they sit down, they drink left hand, they drink wine or alcohol with left hand. But you cannot try it when you meet them because they are the Ogbus. Okay, I hope you know what it be Ogbu.
What?
Emeka, you know Ogbu? Good.
But you can say what?
Ogbu, the Ogbus. The warriors, the people who go to war, they are the Ogbus. So because they are Ogbus, they live the life of more of Gevura. The life they live is more of Gevura, stillness, to be stern, to be strict, to fight, to protect, to create boundary. You know, Chesed is free. Chesed has no boundary. If you are a giver and you are giving, you can give to everybody. Under Chesed, you see a man impregnating 5 girls at the same time. He wants to be good to them. He wants to be kind to them. But if he has Gevura that is working, the Gevura will say, no, which is even the Yazahara. He said, no, stop. Are you distributing money to market women? It's the Gevura that will tell you, don't finish your account. Stop. So Chesed will say, do more, good. You know? So we are talking about the right hand and the left hand. This is Africa for you. The things are in Africa. So you go down, you reach the heart region, which is a Tiferet. Tiferet is the heart region.
I love that Tiferet.
You like Tiferet?
Whenever you mention the name, I love it.
Okay, that's good. Maybe your wife will bear Tiferet.
It makes me happy.
Yes. So to balance the two, to balance these two, you have Tiferet, balancing the two down. So after Tiferet, you have a Hod, you have a Nezak, you have a Yesod. Then after Yesod, you get down to Makut. Makut is like the moon. He receives everything. Maybe the Oga when they receive everything. So that is life for you. So every time, maybe in your morning when you wake up, after you want to do some prayers, you can touch these ones and name them. Name them. Call their names. Call them once or 3 times. You are not worshiping them because they are still energy center in your body. They are like energy centers in your body. So you need to charge them sometimes. You need to make them active sometimes. I'm not saying you must do it, I'm just saying what some people are. That's what some people do. So I'm not telling you must do everything I'm saying. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom to the great class.
Shalom.
Shalom.
So I want to hear from you, kind of a general interaction. Do you have any question or anything to add? Have any counsel, any advice, anything to say about the Sefirot or whatever that you feel like saying?
I have no question, but first of all, I have to thank you for your time and consistency. I appreciate you so much. May Hashem bless you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Somebody is asking, I realize Ashkenazi don't go into Kabbalah and they leave it for Sephardic. That's what somebody is telling me. Is it really true that Ashkenazi rabbis don't teach Kabbalah or they don't practice it?
How can they do it then? No, I don't believe. How can they do it?
I don't actually agree completely. Among the Sephardic, there are Kabbalists. They do a lot of Kabbalah too. But it's like they don't open it to the public. They say Kabbalah is secret. So most of them, they do it that way. Even liberal Jews, some of them study Kabbalah and they practice it. There are some Kabbalah centers that don't even think about halakha or holiness. They see it as a kind of mathematics or like an ordinary science that anyone can learn. They even allow pastors to learn it, you know. But what we are talking here is about trying to calm down, get yourself purified, and do it and enjoy it. It's not about you do it from any level. So Ashkenazi rabbis, they do Kabbalah. I've seen a lot of them who are versed in Kabbalah. Is someone asking another question? Let me see. They are sending questions. Most will allow Kabbalah is hurtful to those that practice it if they do not do it well, and it must be learned at a certain age, like 40. How true is it, Chief Rabbi? Okay. Kabbalah, there is one of our study material that taught us about the Holy Ari. At 15, the Holy Ari was the greatest Kabbalistic sage in Africa, in Egypt. So, having been the greatest Kabbalistic sage, what next is he supposed to study? At 15, he needs to study Kabbalah. Who knows whether even before, by that age of 15, he was already a Kabbalistic adept, or he was already a master in Kabbalah. Because they said at the age of 15, he was already the greatest Talmudic sage in Africa. So if you prepare yourself early, you can go to any length. Some people at 57, what you are saying that Kabbalah should be studied, for instance, if they say Kabbalah should be studied at 40, some people at their 60, they will not even be qualified to study Kabbalah because they will not do anything about their method. Since you have a good teacher, a good mentor that has passed you through the foundation, you can do it. There are nowadays, you see people at the age of 20 who are professors. Age of 20, it's already professors. 30, professor. PhD holders. See, so it depends on individual. As long as the process is properly laid, you start from the foundation, you can go up, up, and up. So that Kabbalah is hurtful, yes. Kabbalah can be hurtful if you don't do it in addition with the study of the Midot. Because that's what they taught us in the Midot. That without rectifying your Midot and doing Kabbalah, even doing the 630 commandments, is dangerous. Without rectifying Midot, doing the 630 commandment is dangerous. One might end up dying or causing calamity to himself. You must start working on your Midot, start to improve, at least gradually, while doing Kabbalah. So Kabbalah might only be dangerous to maybe such people. So I think Yehuda from Ghana, your questions are answered and they are recorded. After the class, please try and go to YouTube channels, our channels on YouTube, and like our video, subscribe and share with friends so that they will see the good work we are doing. Africans have moved. We don't move. We not remain where we did before. We not remain where we did before. We have moved. So,
For sure.
and it's showing in us. It's showing in everybody. Imagine the love of Torah all of us have. No, it's great. So on this note, I want to thank all of you very well. Aaron, Emeka, I hope I will see you again. Oh, is it once a year? Okay, I will see you in 2022.
So we'll see more often now, my brother.
Okay.
We'll see more often.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see more often. And then when there is peace, we start traveling and seeing ourselves physically. We need to see ourselves physically. Bonaya Joshua, thank you very much. You are consistent. You're always here to
Sir.
Your presence is much appreciated. Aderi Joshua, yes. Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir.
Abraham, thank you. This is our brother from Uganda. I can't pronounce your name, but thank you. You're always here. Keziah, my wife, thank you. Aviva, blessed sister, you're always coming to our class. Thank you very much. This is not a matter of Ashkenazi or
You're welcome.
good. Not a matter of Ashkenazi or Sephardic. It's a
Shalom,
matter
shalom.
Shalom, shalom. So it's a matter of all of us trying to keep Africa holy. The great sages, they were holy enough